What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you all. Hope you guys had a very, what is going on here? Very Merry Christmas. What's going on, guys? Yes, so I have some stuff to show you guys. We got this all the way from France. SAS France chapter by Jefferson Kroll sent this to us here in the office. He sent us a little care package, which I thought was really cool. So I wanted to give him some love for that. This is a SAS. This is a glass like plaque. This thing is pretty sweet. So we're going to keep this here. We have a lot of SAS members as far as ambassadors that are part of our program. So we want to show them support. They're doing a really good job. Definitely spreading the community and showing people exactly the positivity and the basically how great MagFed is. So we appreciate everything that you guys do. He sent us some flags. Some of these are pretty big, but old some of their sponsors. And is it backwards?
Yeah, backwards. There you go.
Okay, there we go. So some of his their sponsors in France. So a lot of you guys that know Jefferson Kroll, he's all about the MagFed is family type of thing, which is really cool, and it's actually taken off quite exponentially there in France. So he sent us sent us a pretty large flag too, different writing and sponsorship on there. He also sent us some of these patches, the Cryogen Assassins Hitman 2017, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty badass patch. And then, of course, the Skulled Eagle patches and the MagFed is family patch. So he sent me a bunch of these. So if you guys want one, when you guys place an order, let me know. I'd love to get some of those out to you. You guys can spread the love of what they're doing over there in France. So let me see here. Oh, it's not updating. All right. So
how's it going?
Oh, there we
Thank
go.
you for joining with us another wonderful week. This is the last show of the year. You go with that already? Pretty much.
Yeah, it's the last show. I forgot to say that, but yeah, it is the last show of the year.
Yeah.
We got the new year, 2018, which is going to be a very big year. I think it's going to be a great one for us, but I think it's going to be an even better one for the MagFed community as a whole. There's a lot of people doing a lot of big things this year. A lot of new and exciting products that are going to be hitting the market, which is cool. KT's been working his ass off and innovating this entire year, and we're finally seeing a lot of things come to fruition, which is cool for me to watch. You know, being here, like, this has been a big year for all of us. A lot of things changed here internally. A lot of things have changed as far as the community-wise. We traveled, I think, more this year than any other year as far as the big games, and I think that has not only opened up our eyes to the potential of the community a little bit more, but obviously we saw how great the community as a whole actually is. You guys as the players are the only reason why we're here, and the only reason why and how this industry is actually going to progress into the future. So it was really cool to meet a lot of you guys this year, and we look forward to meeting you guys again this coming year at a lot of the big events.
A lot. We're gonna be heading out to main of the East Coast event. Some of the most notable one, the 0 hour. We're gonna hit for sure Kilo 69 this time, and with our booth there.
Yeah, with our booth.
Unless
for
there's
sure,
another...
we're gonna ship that thing 4 months early.
Right.
I already talked to Tim Henley about it. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna send you my package months in advance, so we just have it ready. He goes, yeah, man, no problem. So yeah, that's gonna be a good one to hit this year.
Yeah, we trying to get it there, a few days before the event. So the event is Friday, we'll get there like Wednesday, like 2 or 3 days ahead of time, so that our booth didn't sit out there. Might get lost and might something gone wrong with it. So we usually give a few days, but this year we even have the guaranteed delivery Wednesday, and didn't get there at all. It's the logistic company blame it to the NorCal fire, which there's a huge fire that was happening there too. So, act of God, that they call it. So we were out there Actually, Jonathan was out there without a shirt. So,
you know, it was not a wasted trip. So, like I said, a lot of you guys that I met at that Rondell Con, a lot of the guys from SAS Connecticut, your group on SAS Rondell, and then Johnny, Alexis, the Liberty Warlords. I mean, it was really good to finally see these people in person that I've been dealing with kind of over the year, and I didn't have to tech any guns, thank goodness. People just came up to me like, "Oh man, dude, this is working great for me today," and like got to give a couple pointers to people here and there. But overall, it was more of you know what, thanks for what you've done. There's a lot of people that I helped that I didn't even know or recognize. They're like, "Hey man, you helped me get this done," and I just want to say thank you. It works great. That kind of stuff really means a lot to me, and to travel, it made it worth it, and to travel all the way across the U.S. and be away from my family and my son, and that's always tough when we travel, but when we get to meet you guys and you guys kind of give us feedback and we kind of get to hear exactly how you guys feel about certain things and what you're excited for or what you're not too fond of, that is all information that I get to gather and tell the boss man here, and then we kind of deliberate on how we can fix it and do better. So we do thank you for that. So this year we're definitely looking forward to seeing all of you again. So
yeah, will be an awesome year. I would say this year is one of those make it or break it year for us. We have a lot of project on the line. A lot of work has been put into place to make these project into maturity.
I have a question when you're ready.
Okay, so let me go answer the question. Be right back, guys.
Sorry.
So so I mean, we've kind of sorted out our calendar for this year, and it's jam packed. We're going to an event every single weekend. Some me and KT will be at together. Some we're going to be split up. This coming month in January, end of January, we got SHOT Show. We're going to be super busy the next couple weeks getting ready for that. Obviously, we talked about last week's episode. We spoke about the shape projectiles. So we talked to you about what we had to fix, and we got confirmation that we're going to have the fixed sample in the next week. So we're doing, like I said, we're pedal to the metal on this one. We are trying to get these out as soon as possible, and then as soon as we get them in, we're going to test them right away. And then hopefully with what we did to fix them, they'll be ready to go, and we'll go right to production, and you guys will be able to order them. So we have some interesting ways that an interesting way that we're going to release these into the community, which will be pretty good. I think you guys will be excited about it. Like I said, from earlier tests, the ones that we were able to fire, I did not see a difference in performance from these projectiles to FSR. So that's very good news. We're obviously going to do a lot more testing, but our main priority here is feeding, and then of course the durability, and then packaging from there. So we will be good to go. We have some up here that we want to show you guys. KT's going to kind of go through exactly their composition, how we put them together. You want to get started with the auction first?
Yeah, get the auction first. So we do another PPQ.
Yeah,
and we're putting together a super player package for the PPQ. It comes with the case. Let me take this out here. It comes with the marker case, standard for the PPQ marker case, a bag of 250 paint, and then 5 of the CO2 cylinders, and then 2 magazines, and also a holster. So basically what you get a magazine, extra magazine in the holster here, and then the holster itself. So this is what you're getting as a package. And so that's what you get as a package. So today we are auctioning off the super player package, and you also get the light case. We'll get a few of these left, and we want to include that in the package for you. So it's pretty cool for putting up on your shelf there and to show it off. There you go.
So a lot of you guys, there's a lot of you guys that already have the PPQ. There's a lot of you guys that have sang praises on the PPQ. So we're very fortunate for the support on this product. We hope you guys enjoy it. Obviously, use responsibly. That's what we expect from any of our products and all that. But it's a proven product. I think the redesign is great. High velocity, we know that. You guys can, like I said, we've discussed it before. Just dry fire it a few times, and then that'll bring you down to that 280 field eagle limit. So, other than that, we'll start it off at $100, and then we'll go from there.
So just recap: you're getting this black PPQ pistol with the light case. You get the holster. You can choose the holster. I think there are a couple different color options there. You can select that color option. Come with a second magazine, so you get 2 magazines, some CO2 cylinders, and 200 paintball.
I don't know why, but I don't think the comments are
Not loading?
they're not updating. It says we're live, but they're not. Let's see here. Sorry guys, the comments on Facebook are not coming through live on here. Yeah, see, they're already
120
through.
Yeah.
So Timothy Brooks 120. Oh, Rondell Kahn 180.
Nice.
Oh, Daniel Perez. Okay, you guys are too fast. You're gonna break our computer.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good deal.
It's an extremely good deal.
It's a great kit for you if you were looking for PPQ, and it's the actual magazine is really helpful. That's all pretty neat. And anyway, one actual magazine. That's all you need. Keep in mind this is your secondary. Most people want to use it as a primary. Don't really recommend it. The shot.
I don't know anyone that's using that as a primary.
At Inward, a few players that did.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
and
man.
They were getting headshot a lot. So they're saying that they're using all day long, using as a primary. But definitely this is one of those pistols that's meant for like a secondary than a primary. All right. So we'll put it here so you can check it out. Put the light on. Wow.
All right. So hopefully that will update there. So 210. Okay, Rondell. We have literally had these cases in the lobby for like 2 years. That's the reason why, a biggest reason why we're putting them out here. So 31 guns in 31 days before we move on to the shape projectile stuff and just talking around. We are still doing that. We had the PPQ today. Timothy Lang won that, so congratulations. He already paid. That thing's gonna be shipped out tomorrow.
That's quick.
Yeah. Everyone's been like watching, so it's been paid like immediately, which is really cool. We still got 4 days left. Tomorrow we got bolt pump, and then we have a custom Blizzard, custom Vortex, and we finish out the year with a Blizzard M4 carbine. So
4 more left.
Yeah, 4 more left. So
nobody won double yet, right?
yes, Garrell May
What?
won 2 markers.
Oh
yeah.
No!
It was crazy.
How many tickets did he get?
He bought 4.
Oh.
So he got 2 tickets, or 2 wins out of those 4 tickets.
If I were him, I'm probably gonna go get myself
a lot of tickets. That's what I told him. I told him that. I was like, dude, that's enough. Because I was over the weekend, and I pulled it, and I was like, Garrell Mace. That sounds really familiar.
Wow.
So, I mean, like I said, guys, you guys with the support that we
That's
had
pretty amazing.
for that contest. I'm not gonna lie, I've said it before. I was super skeptical about it when I pitched it at KT. I was like, oh yeah, we should do this, and then like he was like, yeah, we'll do it, and I go, oh man, I hope we sell enough tickets. And we've, you guys have been really, really cool. There's guys that there was one guy bought 10 tickets.
Wow.
There was another guy who, there's a lot of people actually that bought multiple, more than 4. So that's really cool. So
I think it's a lot of fun. I think the 31 days and 31 guns give us a lot of feedback on what we can do next year. Interactive, that's what we're looking for too. Able to kind of talk to you guys and to go live on a daily basis.
I think next year, if we make a majority of the guns fully custom, I think that'll be much, and we'll have a lot more to offer next year. I mean, we can definitely now we can include like other stuff like shape projectiles and all of that stuff. We don't necessarily have to do the guns.
A year supply of shape projectiles.
Yeah, a year supply of shape. Wow, that's extreme.
Extreme.
But he can make those calls.
Well, you know what? 1,000 rounds or maybe 2,000 rounds a month. That's only 24,000 or 15,000. That's not a whole lot. So definitely next year we're able to. Well, this year we pull the program in like 2 minutes before the first day, so we kind of throw it all together pretty quick. But next year I think we'll have like a month or two to plan it out. We kind of calendar it out properly. Maybe the 3 or 4 months in advance we send out this calendar that has all the different day with a little photo on it ahead of time. A little exit out.
Don't worry, Brian. Our Nightmare PB will always take care of you, buddy. You're a guy up there and tier 1, so yeah, you don't worry about it. All right, so we'll continue with the auction. We got the PPQ package. So you guys continue doing that. Let's talk about you got the components here for the shape projectile.
Okay, component. This is like a popcorn for me. You can actually eat the popcorn. Yeah. Last week we spoke, and a lot of people were talking about the element. They're concerned about putting it in the container. It melts.
Rubbish.
I don't know where that come from.
Always
honestly.
complaining about something.
I don't know where the heck that come from. I would say
it.
that if you expose this to the sun for a long period of time, the like raw heat penetrate onto the surface. Yeah, but any material you put out in the sun for a certain amount of time, it will also deform. So I would say like a few hours and on a like 80 or 90 degree temperature. And
bottom line,
who does that? Who exposes this?
Bottom line, if you treat it as a paintball, you will be fine.
Okay.
There's no difference. I mean, it is going to be, the components are durable. They're going to be able to withstand that. You're talking about extreme heats, guys, not a shed that gets 110 degrees. No one's storing paintball in a shed that is 110 degrees, because that would eliminate their sale of that paint. They would have a lot of very, very upset players. So if you treat these as if you would store paintballs and everything like that, you guys will be fine.
Gotta be something. Okay, so this is the dome. We call this the dome, and then the next component we call this the core, and it goes into the dome. So we fill with material, whatever you want to put in, paint, water, powder, any type of scent that you want to put in, you put in pretty easily. So we're probably gonna sell these two empty, so that you can fill up yourself. You put a little layer of adhesive and just kind of plug it, and that's it. That's your core, and then your tail. You just take the tail, just drop it in right here. It's kind of loose. Remember last time I was talking about it's kind of loose right now. It has moving a little bit, so we have to readjust that to make sure it fits just right. Zero, but almost like press in rather than just drop in, right? So right now, so this is your round right here, and then from here we just slide a dry band over, or you can put a dry band over. You don't want to stretch a dry band, you just slide your dry band in, put a little adhesive over, and then press together, and you're done. So actually, let me zoom that in a little bit for you. All right, here you go. So do it over. This is your dome, and this is the core, and then this is the tail right here. And like I said earlier, you can put in your dry band, or no adhesive, right? Okay, you put in your dry band right now, and then you put your tail together, and then you have your round right here. So we can you can get some of these and put together yourself to put any material you want in there. So how tough is it? It's pretty tough. So you can it's actually it's pretty tough. I'm pressing right now. You have to really try to break it, it just don't break on its own. When it does break, it's kind of oh man, it's pretty right here. So right here, so it's crumbled up just like that. It's kind of wax. When it breaks off, it breaks off like wax.
Fill it up with Valentina hot sauce. I mean, the world's your oyster, guys, when it comes to that. But like I said, durability and the rounds that we did get to shoot, we did not see any type of performance difference at the standard ranges of 70 to even 80 yards, which is great. So when they get the fixed version in, we'll be able to load up the full magazine, because we had to breech load because they weren't consistent because of that tail being a little too big. But once we get them in, we'll just put them in a magazine. But the way that they're designed, there's actually only the well, I guess you could, not the nipple, I'm not going to say that, but the tip of the round and the tail itself, because they're all rounded, there's no flashing or anything like that. So it will feed through any magazine on the market very, very easily. There's nowhere for it to get caught. The drive band actually doesn't even come into any contact on any of our magazines. So you guys will be more than able to use these on multiple magazines on the market. So we're going to update you, and we'll have plenty of videos and things like that too once we get the fixed version.
Right. Well, this is, like I said, this is just for us to this is the first that we're testing, so we can show you how it looks. And for us too, we put them together and test them and shoot them and find out what adjustment we need to it. Like I said, we found some adjustment already that need to be made. Like I told you earlier, the tail is a little bit loose right here, so when you assemble it, it's not concentric, kind of move around. So we got to make sure that the two part mate together, like boom, without any zero movement. So when we put them together, it's all center, not shift to one side, and then you have projectile that's kind of not center, and so when you shoot it, one side of the projectile will
get more compression in that barrel than the rest of it. So you won't have to worry about that from the from the production, of course. But for those of you that buy the shells empty, that want to use them for different reasons, we want to make sure that it's just snap and go, fill, cap, core, or I'm sorry, core, tail, boom, go, and then you just be able to put them together really easily. A lot of you guys have purchased our empty shells, the 68 cal ones, and those are just a male and female end, and you just fill them up. But they're a little bit harder, because if you use a liquid substance to fill it, you got to get rid of that air pocket, and that's difficult to do for some people unless you just do it. You got a bowl big enough to do it under the water, etc. So
one of the things I want to show you right real quick here too is the round itself. If you look at the tail and the projectile, it's really the corners are round. You don't have any sharp edges or any jagged corners like the first strike. It has really sharp tail, so any type of snag, it will catch you right away. With this version, it will overcome that for you, and it will travel. I mean, the round will feed a lot smoother in the magazine, in the bridge, in the chamber, a lot easier than opposed to like a first strike. So you can see how the back right there, how it's round, and it has a curvature to the geometry is much better. That's one of the things that we're overcome when we designed this, because we found that it's with the first strike, the tail is so sharp, and any type of snag it will catch the round from feeding. And of course, if your equipment is proper, everything is perfect, will be no problem. But we all know that it's equipment. It does have once in a while something gets stuck inside, like dirt or anything, and then it will stop feeding. So this kind of overcome that a little bit for you.
And that's one of the biggest points that we had the opportunity to learn from FSR, because every single gun on the market besides the T15, but even the T15 sometimes has issues feeding FSRs. Every marker has an issue.
Every marker.
So
yeah, we go to event all the time. Every marker will have a feeding problem. It may not cause by the marker itself, but definitely it caused by the magazine, right? So the magazine can the spring stop to feed. The little winder string inside get tangled up. The gear stop. I mean, every single magazine out there will have a problem. Even ours. We eliminate a few of it already by not include the winder. We just depress go. That's why we kind of go with the design without the winder. Of course, there's some strength and weaknesses on that, but I mean, like I said, every system will have its own fail at some point. You just gotta overcome it. Know what to look for when it does happen, so you can resolve it quickly in the middle of the game.
Let's see here. John Miles, didn't miss much, man. Auction today is a PPQ gun package. You get a holster, case, 250 rounds of the blue 43 cal paintballs, 12 grams, and then the light up case there with the black PPQ in it. So it's at 240 right now with Jamie Rivera. And we're just talking about the shape projectiles again, kind of touching up on stuff, showing you guys the components. So a lot of people asked, someone asked, oh, Dusty, does it have any sort of fins? It doesn't require fins. So we've actually done a lot of testing here, and I have done a lot of testing personally with FSR where we've actually shaved off the fins, and the rounds still performed very, very well without it, because the compression alone of a spiraled rifle barrel, when you match that bore size, is really what will create that spin. The fins just allow it to catch a little bit better. So what we've done in our design is KT and Omar have created a drive band, which the round itself actually does not come in contact with the rifling. The drive band does. So that allows for the most compression and that rifling to do the work for you as that projectile spins through the barrel, allowing for that very, very consistent and accurate trajectory. So that's kind of the best part about it. That's what we're saying. The feeding aspect for magazines and then for most markers on the market, you're not going to have to worry about flashing or anything like that catching your breech and causing issues. So these should, if theory goes well and with the fix, we should be perfectly fine on all markers on the market.
So honestly, we're still doing more tests on these. This is not like, okay, you know what, off, push button, go. These are produced, and we're still testing the making sure that the components are made properly. We have done our testing, and it's still not good enough. That's what I'm saying earlier, how the tail's still not concentric, so our shot is not as great. We're still going through the process, making sure that we improve on the component itself, so that way the end product will be better.
Jose Ledesma, best barrel for these. These were actually designed with the hammerhead barrel in mind. So I don't know how well they'll perform with the Nemesis barrel. Obviously, Dave and all them have been doing their testing with FSR, but I'd imagine with the similarities, like I said, without the performance differences, they should perform just as good with the Nemesis barrel than with the also with the hammerhead. So
one shot barrel will work just as well, but I think when we made these, we were looking at the hammerhead system itself, because if you use the fin, the first like 1 inches of the hammerhead system, it has clean compression. I mean, you're talking about this much in barrel length, and the dry band completely sealed that, and you have almost zero.
Air
It was
escaping.
very little. Almost zero air level escaping through that first portion. That create that optimum compression. That way, you can really turn down your air without your velocity, without using all that air to propel the projectile. So you want to use as much air as possible in that compression, and then let the energy carry through the barrel as it exits. So that's what we initially, when we designed these projectiles, that's what we have in mind. We don't know how it will perform compared with the one shot yet, because we have not done a true comparison, because we have not made like a production version of the projectile to really give you a definitive answer. We done testing with the test version projectile, and we get good results, but not the results that we would put on a piece of paper and say, hey, this is what the numbers are. We just get, okay, it's similar to existing projectile, but until we get to shoot side by side, able to get good video. I mean, not just 10 shots, but get hundreds and thousands of shots, making sure that shot after shot, it does exact same thing every time. And that's when we actually have the able to move forward and give you the information that, okay, it performs like this.
And we will be doing that, so don't worry. Not just for
gladly,
you guys, but for
gladly
us.
For us.
We wanna do like I said, everything that we've been doing. A lot of the new products, the shotguns, the PPQs, everything. We want to give you all the information possible, so that way you guys will be able to make your own conclusions as to whether or not it's going to be a product for you. Rodney, are they going to be cheaper than FSR ones? Yes, very, very much cheaper. We've talked about that before. We're looking at a range of about 12 to 15 cents a pop. So
that's our goal, and that's the reason why we went with different material. First, originally we want to make with the same material as First Strike, the polystyrene. But the company that was going to make for us, they want to make 3 million rounds a month, and so we found that we're not able to commit to that kind of quantity, and so we have to go back to the drawing board and find another material that can be comparable in the performance. Hopefully, it yields the same performance as the polystyrene, and that's what we come with this wax material, the biodegradable wax material. So it's a lot inexpensive for the material, so therefore we can able to maintain that cost. We said this many times. There's really no point of making another projectile into the market that costs similar or close to First Strike. You might as well.
Doesn't do you guys any good.
Yeah, doesn't do us any
Doesn't
good.
do community any good.
We will put all our time, our effort, all the resource into making a product. Why make another product so close to? We have to make it close to it. We're not looking for the same performance as First Strike. We're looking for 50 yards solid shot. I mean, like this, a 5 inches grouping at 50 yards. That's all we're looking for. I know First Strike can do 100. We're not looking for the 100. We're looking for 50. That's it. 50 yards, boom, boom, boom. Because with paintball, we shoot paintball. I mean, you shoot here, your first shot, yes, and your next shot, you're off a little bit, off a little bit, off a little bit, and you have to constantly adjust that. That's what we're looking for, to make a projectile that it's for, like, would not look for long range, a mid range. And most fields, most paintball field, you have 50 yards is plenty to take a target at 50 yards. I mean, that's, to me, it's beautiful at 50 yards. So that's what our goal is, to make a rounds that inexpensive, about 15 cents per shot. And we believe that as we scale up production, we'll bring it down with lower into the 10 cents that we're looking to do. But at the first release, we're looking at about 15 cents a shot. So.
What size fin is best for it? If you're using the hammerhead system, you're going to want to go with a 688.
686.
686.
686.
Sorry, yeah, 686. Because your 687 rifling is on the lands there, and you have 684 on the grooves.
The projectile itself, the diameter is 0.683. The dry band is 0.690. So as a dry band compression, it's made of soft foam anyway, so it will compress as you go through the barrel. It does as a barrel cleaner, so you have a break, boom, shoot next one, it cleans it out, you go at it again. You don't have to kind of squeegee it. I mean, don't take my word for it, for real. But based on our test, where we get that, and we're able to accomplish that. Like I said, we test a lot more, thousands more shots, get that consistency, and then we're able to tell you guys, hey, this is what we found, so that way you guys have a baseline to go with. Right now, we have not shot enough to give you a baseline.
Rodney, what is it like to be hit by one? Well, the way that this projectile actually implodes is it actually breaks into a bunch of pieces, like almost to what you would find if you were to have like a hollow candle. You could expect
so
it to.
See, it's a brick. Yeah, kind of. You're right.
It's just like if you were to throw like a shell. If you ever made, I don't know, it's kind of a bad example, but if you ever been to like Color Me Mine or something like that, they actually have like, you can make your own candle, and it's actually hollow on the inside. If you were to drop that, it kind of just breaks into a bunch of pieces. This is going to do that exact same thing, and all of the components are going to break. Whereas if you were to get hit with an FSR, usually just the tip will break and the fin will just bounce off on the ground, or it'll implode or get stuck on you or whatever. So the best part about that,
it depends on what surface the projectile's impact on, right?
Well, I'm sure he's talking about your body. I mean, if you
okay.
I mean, if it's on your body, it's still going to do the same thing.
Okay.
I mean, I've been hit by a first strike. If you get hit on the body, the fin doesn't break into any pieces. It just
That's true.
The paint part or the nipple of it will break, and then that fin will either will stick to you, and then you just flick it off, or you just fall. It just falls on the ground. These it doesn't matter what surface you hit. I think they're going to implode all the way 100%. The only thing that may not implode completely is this core, but the tail and everything, I know that will break, and then this will break as well, definitely. So I would expect it to hurt just as much as an FSR.
Right. Well, did you talk about the same impact anyway? That hitting same velocity, same similar weight, so you're probably gonna ding you about the same.
Timothy Brooks. No, I actually got hit on the arm. I've been hit on the leg, and I didn't have any clothes on those areas. So I was wearing shorts, and I just had a T-shirt on. And to me, honestly, I could not tell the difference between a paintball and that. I mean, the distance that I got hit was about 35 feet. I mean, it hurt just as good. Like I wasn't expecting it to hurt any more, and I wasn't expecting it to hurt any less. So. Sizzle, Niviak, David Justin, yeah, we are going to be at Dominion 2. We will have our booth there.
Dominion 3.
Dominion 3, yeah. Are they going to be expected on fields and round ball? I mean, that's completely up to the field's discretion. Like you said, guys, paintball or First Strike didn't create their own standard. They just got adopted into the paintball standard. So if the field doesn't want to use them, then we can't make them use our projectiles either. We'd expect and we hope. We have a long line of fields already supporting what we're doing and ready to offer at their fields that already offer FSR. So we're hoping to get them the other fields that may be reluctant to join in on that to hopefully move in when those fields have it.
Jamie was asking about what host. Okay, so you're getting this holster, Jamie. This tactile holster, it comes with different colors, so you can choose what color, whatever color we have available. I don't know which color. There are like about 8 or 10 different colors available. And this holster also holds your magazine, holds one extra magazine. And so what you auction for is you're auctioning this pistol, this black pistol with the light case. And it comes with one extra magazine, the holster, the back of 200 rounds, 5 of these Seal 2 cylinders, and of course the carrying case itself. Well, we got 2 carrying cases. That's what we auction for.
Let's see here. What color fills? It'll probably be the same color fill, unfortunately, but we will have different colored drive bands. So you guys can, we'll keep it probably pretty basic. We're not going to do like camo drive bands or anything like that. Right. But we will have different color drive bands for you to distinguish between, multiple different rounds if you want to have that. Fill will probably be pretty standard here in the beginning with a basic color. Austin Miller, so it sounds like the FSR is still going to be the sniper round, as this new round will be more suited for a DMR type role. Like I said, I don't see a difference. Like you'll be able to not achieve a long range shot with these. We just haven't tested it, so it's kind of hard to make that decision right now. But what we're aiming for is that consistency of about 5 inches at 50 yards. So
that's our goal. And if SFR be the long range shot, that's perfect. We doing the shape rounds will be the mid range shot. I mean, it's room for all products and all type projectile. I don't think shape round will go replace SFR, and our goal is actually have a different goal in mind. Our goal is we have 2 goals in mind. One is to make the rounds available for regular play. So you go to you use shape projectile at a day event will cost you as much as you buying paintball, because a case of paint costs you $60. You get them? Yeah. A case of paint costs you $60, $65 when you go to a field. About 500 shots of these cost you about the same amount. So that's our goal, is to not increase the cost for MagFed player, but keep that cost the same. At the same time, that's our first objective. Second objective is let the field able to stock the balls of these rounds. I mean, it's real important right now. A lot of you guys go to a field, they don't stock it because it's not packaged for field. The field not able to make the right profit or the right margin they're looking for, so they can't stock it. You know, why provide all this product and service, have a field open, a ref, and all this, and they're making like $5 per player for paint. It's hard for the field. So that's our two main objective. One, make rounds that inexpensive that MagFed player can enjoy and play. Everyone can shoot. If you know the cost of playing paintball, you expect that cost to be the same. And then two, have the field able to support the MagFed player by stocking the rounds. If we accomplish those two things, we think that MagFed can grow a little bit notch. Not going to grow overnight, but it will be more supportive because the field can support the MagFed players, and they will see it right now. Like I said, you go to field right now, how many field actually stock First Strike FSR? I don't.
Not very many.
Not very many.
Not here locally, especially here in California. There's not very many fields that do it.
Yeah, most players have to buy in. Bring your own paint, and when you show up your own paint, the field, well, I don't know. I can't let you use your own paint.
I gotta charge you extra for events and things like that. That's happening a lot right now. Right. So, I mean, like I said, we've learned a lot over this past year, being able to travel and meet these different field owners, and we ask them. I sit down with every field owner that I've met and over the phone, and we talk about how can we make your field more profitable, and how can we bring in more players. That's the biggest dilemma that field owners are dealing with right now. How do we bring in more players on a consistent basis? Birthday parties that's what's basically keeping these fields alive right now. Birthday parties just one day a year. You know what I'm saying? We want these guys and these people who go and play paintball for the weekend to come back every other weekend.
Right.
And so having a cost-affordable projectile like this is going to give you the accuracy and going to give you the fun and the realism that people are expecting and want to play MagFed for, is going to be the deal breaker or the investment maker for these prospective field owners as well as prospective players.
Right.
So I'm really excited for Paintball Extravaganza this year, because I know last year when we went and we were speaking to these field owners, they all were like,
showing them, and then they go, where can I get it?
Yeah.
And we're still working on it.
Well, not only that, but I mean, just the blatant, like, oh, well, we don't have MagFed at our field,
right?
Or what is MagFed? I mean, we got that more than we don't allow MagFed.
There's a simple question: do you do you have MagFed at your field? And the answer, the most common answer is, I have some guys that shows up. That's the common answer that we get. So with this, our goal is to able to get field and store into supporting MagFed. If they were to make the same amount of profit selling these rounds as opposed to selling you the paintball, I think it will be a lot easier for them to get involved, because it makes financial sense for them to support MagFed. Right now, it doesn't make financial sense for them to support it.
And ideally, I mean, with a projectile like this, our goal is to create something different than paintball. I mean, the mentality of paintball is old. I mean, it's changed a lot from now that MagFed is now inducted into this. I mean, having a projectile like this now segregates MagFed players from essentially paintball players, because you cannot shoot these out of a standard paintball gun, right, or a hopper-fed paintball gun. So, a lot of field owners are now noticing that. First Strikes have been the epiphany makers to a lot of paintballers. There's a lot of hopper players that have came into the shop here and have been like, you know what? I shot my friend's MagFed gun over the weekend. I shot a First Strike. I never want to shoot a paintball again. And that is the realism and the response that we want to have when we convert paintball players, airsofters, and then even new players. You know,
Right.
when you shoot a paintball, we've all done it, guys. We've all been paintballing for years. We shoot a paintball, and we know that it's not accurate at all. The word accuracy in paintball don't ever even come in contact with each other. But you shoot a first strike, and you know we did the 104-yard video, and we had a spread of about 4 inches, headshot from 104 yards. That's awesome. That is a sport that I can get behind. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these guys want that, but they can't do that if it's not affordable or it's not readily available to them in their local area.
Right.
That is what we have to address, and so that's going to be our big push, especially with these projectiles leading the way. So,
can you put one projectile closest to the camera box so we can see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you want to do it?
yeah, just put it
Okay.
right here. Because someone asked about the tip. This is a full smooth tip, guys. There's no.
Oh, you want? Oh, there already?
I'll
Okay,
put
let me-
one of each component up there too,
Right there.
so you guys can see. There's your tail, your core, and then your tip. So the only thing that's missing is a drive band, and that's just a foam belt of sort. That's going to be.
It's a foam band.
It's a foam band.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So the auction's still going, guys. We're at $260 right now. Jamie Rivera. It's $540, so we'll end it at $545. We're already. We didn't start super late today, so we're already at an hour.
Oh boy. So you break it. Let me. You want to pinch a comb, break them so they can
Yeah.
see how. Okay. So here's a cup right here. So can I pinch it? No.
What are we doing?
No, just pinch them so they show that it breaks how it breaks.
Oh.
Yeah, just kind of closer camera.
Okay. All right. So what you can do here is I'm going to show you just how the tip will break. So what you can see exactly how it goes. So it's actually kind of hard to do it. So
Where you're standing, yeah.
where I'm. All right, got it. So you can see here. I want to show you. So it just basically shrapnelizes into a bunch of pieces. So you see how the core didn't break, but that's just because obviously when you get hit by it, and when it hits a target, you'll see it a little bit better. We'll show you that, but that's basically what it will look like when it's broken. So it'll just break into a bunch of pieces, so it's not going to leave a lot of mess, obviously. And then with it being wax, it's biodegradable. So that's another selling point that we can target with our field owners.
Wow.
Full wax jacket rounds. How far is the release date? Right now we are waiting on the fixed version for the tail here because it was a little too big. We talked about it in the last episode. We're expecting those in what, a week, right? A week or so?
What about 2 weeks to get the correction on the tail, how it fits earlier? I'm going to show you on the core and the tail how it fits earlier. So I would say right after New Year we're going to start shooting them and see how well it shoots against what we currently have done already, and then we go from there.
Chewy, there's the projectile itself doesn't come in contact with the barrel. It's the drive band that will actually come in contact. So the round itself is 683 bore size. So
unless you use a small barrel.
Unless you use a small 683 bore size barrel,
Right.
which we wouldn't recommend that because you would probably get a little bit of friction because that drive band is, like you were saying, about 690 to 693?
690.
690.
690. The maximum expansion is 690. So when you put into a smaller bore barrel, of course it's compressed, and then it's the way that we think about it is kind of like a Nerf round. If you shoot a Nerf round, like a Nerf rocket off of like a launcher, it uses only about 120 psi to 160 psi. But when you shoot it, it goes poof and it goes really far because of that compression. And so our goal is to able to do that on a projectile using less air, lower pressure, and if to launch the round through the barrel, and if to maintain that compression. That's our goal.
Which is going to help with efficiency as well, with a lot of markers
Yes,
on the market.
yes.
So if your marker's already tuned up, your SAR, your SSR, milsig, or anything like that, using that correct bore size barrel of around 686, you're going to get much better efficiency out of your marker
Right.
with these projectiles, especially being that there's going to be no difference round to round.
Right.
So that's something that we've also learned from what's already out there is you have still inconsistencies within the same batch of projectiles, which does affect your accuracy as well as your efficiency. So with these, we rely on that drive band, which is going to be the same, to give you the most consistent shot as well as the most consistent accuracy shot to shot within the same batch of projectiles. So,
All right, let's gonna give you guys another say 6 more minutes. So at 5:40 Pacific Standard Time.
No, 550.
5:50. I'm sorry. 5:50, and about 6 more minutes, and then we'll end the auction. So that way we can get it out of the way. So just to recap, the auction is the PPQ. Comes in this light case, so you can actually have a couple different light option here. You got this low light, and you have the blinking light, and then you have the regular light there. And it comes with a bag of paint, 5 seal tube, and an extra magazine. So you get 2 magazines, and then this holster, and you can choose your color, the holster color. I think we have
a bunch of
different colors. Like
left or right handed.
Yeah.
Just let us know.
Oh yeah, left or right hand too. So you can those lefty there or southpaw can actually have the option of the right holster for you. So right now top bidder is Jamie, and hopefully it's stay that way for you.
So we got 5 more minutes, guys. 5:50. It's 5:45
Right.
now for us. So when it's 5:50 for us, we'll cut it.
Right.
So if you guys have any questions about the round, you can ask those now. Other than that, like I said, we're going to be getting ready here these next couple weeks after the holiday, of course. We're going to finish out the year, and then we got SHOT Show coming up in January. So we're going to put a lot of time and effort into that.
Right.
We have 2 more episodes until episode 50. So we're going to be also thinking about how we can blow that out.
Oh, yeah.
Too. We'll make sure it's a good episode 50, especially for all you guys that have supported us since the beginning. So
I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Richard, we love you too, buddy. Chewy, yes, there will be plenty of videos on the performance of the projectile, the most optimal settings. Keep in mind the design came from using the hammerheads barrels, so that's usually what we'll probably do our testing with to show you right off the bat. It's still going to be performed optimally with a shape projectile barrel, so don't I wouldn't get too caught up with a straight rifled or a smooth bore.
Right.
It's probably going to have the same or similar performance as what an FSR does with those straight rifled or smooth bore barrels.
We shot a smooth bore barrel, and it come out like a pop, poof, poof, because of as the projectile leave the barrel, there is air just kind of give a pop, pop, pop as we shoot it. We don't know how well it's performed because I have not shot enough of it yet. But like I said, in about next few weeks, we're definitely gonna be able to give you that answer.
Billy Van Campos, yes, it'll be the same paint that's already out there with paintballs.
So, like I said, we're able to fill any type of paint that we want to. Like I said, water if we want, just for the department for the train, because a lot of we have water ball as well for the department to train. A lot of the department and smaller community, they don't have an actual training facility, so they borrow school to their training. They borrow the city hall to train. So we make those projectile for them so they can have a cleaner training environment where they just kind of do the drill, and then after that just kind of sweep, clean up, and off they go. Don't have to do any of other you have to wipe off the paint or having to repair and do the cleanup. The cleanup will be a lot simpler. They just get the vacuum the debris of the wax, and that's it, off they go. So that's the idea behind able to fill in pretty much anything they want. Actually, some individual contacting us if they can buy these and put what's it called, animal control, pest control product in here, so that it can do animal control. So there's many uses to this, and like I said, the way that we did it, so that way we can offer you guys the shell, and you can fill in your own fill, your own content, so that way you can make custom stuff that you like to make.
We haven't come up with a name yet, but we'll let you guys know. It's kind of like a dilemma. We've been back and forth.
Dusty was going PTP, professional trained projectile. But we're still looking at shape projectile, because that's the name that we come up with, and we're still trying to make the right decision on that. So hopefully we'll come up with something that's relevant, and we'll put it up and see you guys what you guys think about it.
Yeah. Jose, the wax is colorless. It's not going to stain anything or leave any type of residue mark. I mean, you might have some shell that gets stuck in the paint, but you just wipe that off, and you're going to have the same type of fill that is already on the market.
I would say that it would be much friendlier to clean than regular paint, and like so we can put anything we want in here, any type of dye, stained dye, non-stained dye, indelible if you want, and so it's going to be a lot more friendly. The way that, like I said, you one half here you fill it up, and you stick your core here, you stick it in, and you snap it in. That's it. Now you have a round. It's not like a spherical, so that way you flip and the whole thing drop. Right now you can actually hold it this way, and it's snapping pretty well. And then you get your tail, you put your tail in, and you're good to go. And this is your projectile. So that's the components.
Other than that, as far as quantities, we're looking at 100 round quantities, but we're going to offer every quantity available, however much you want to buy. So
they come with standard is a box of 100, and then you can buy multiple package. The reason why we do that is for logistic. If you want just buy 100, we just put into the UPS. The United Postal Envelope, and off it goes and sent to you. Save a lot of shipping costs when you're shipped
international as well as you guys here domestically. Right. So, like I said, for our plan is when we do release them, we want to have multiple distributors. We want to have them available to you guys that live throughout the U.S. And then, of course, with our distributors that we have internationally, those are going to be the guys that are going to be able to funnel it out to you guys who are located in different countries. Tier 1 Armaments already supporting us 100%, and we will support them and our Canadian customers, and they have been doing an amazing job up north for us with all of our products to help you guys in Canada that necessarily don't want to spend a lot on your duties and taxes, and of course the shipping. So we expect the same out of the rest of our independent international distributors: UK, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Malaysia, all those guys. We want to hopefully have an outlet and a resource for everyone around the world to be able to use these projectiles.
And like I said, the idea on this projectile, the way that we plan it out is to make it accessible for the players into the field. Make it easy for you guys. So like I said, paintball, you can go to any paintball store and buy paint. But you cannot go to any paintball. You can go to any paintball field and paintball store and buy paint to play paintball. But you can't with First Strike. With Shape, there's only certain field will stock them, and on certain field store will stock them. So, and only certain event will have them. So where our goal is to make it where field will stock them, field store will stock them. Just show up, you buy the quantity you need, you go play, and able to support the field in the store, so that we can they can make the margin to keep the doors open to grow our sports.
Alexander, we will be doing more footage on that when we get the finished batch from the fix that we did. If you're new to this episode, we have already test fired a few of them, but there was an inconsistency with the tail that we had to go and refix in the mold, and we will have some more video footage and all that coming up. So don't worry, guys. We're going to keep you guys in the loop every step of the way. Right. We're just excited as excited as you guys are. Right. And like I said, we always want to keep and be transparent with you guys. So we will keep you guys up to date with the progression of these projectiles as soon as we get them in.
Yeah, next week we'll also give you an update to see where we're at. I believe that I have some dry band that just arrived. But we shot these and we ran out of dry band. Just dry band just arrived, so we're gonna test some more of these in the next couple of days, and I'll put more of them together for you guys so you can see them. But in the coming weeks, it'll be real exciting.
Jamie
exciting
Rivera,
times.
Congratulations! Don't mean to cut you off. Congratulations, we lost track of time, but you won the auction, my friend. So just message me and we'll get you that invoice. Yeah, I mean we're super excited, guys. I mean, like, what we're trying to do here is not we're just trying to grow this community. So when we do, KT gets and uses that awesome brain of his to create new products. We have an audience to actually release them to. Right now, we have not even reached potential, in my opinion, as far as MagFed community goes. So as we just need to do our part every year and every day to help grow it. And that whatever we can do to do that, that's our primary goal. That's what's going to help us in the long run. It's also going to help the community in the long run as well.
Right.
Alexander Franklin, all you need is a magazine fed marker, my friend, and you'll be good to go to use these projectiles.
Actually, you can actually bridge load. Barrel load. So you put a round into the barrel, right, and then you twist it back into the gun and you shoot it. So that's how most people test First Strike when it first came out about 6 years ago. So that's how it works. They just do one round, twist it, and they shoot it, and that's how it's actually get the notoriety, because a lot of the hopper players are able to test them. So same thing with these, you can actually do the same. But it'd be easier if you get a MFW.
Other than that, guys, we'll go ahead and answer some questions. Jason Esquire Sosa, we can show you one more time. Okay. For those of you that want to see it, I get components up close. Just go back. I believe it was like
I just zoom in there for you guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So so this is your dome right here, and then this is the core, and that's the tail. I'm gonna flip this over. You see how the tail's kind of nice, round. Really lots of curvature. The geometry kind of take away any of the rough edges that can catch snag or something in the magazine. This is how it looks like when you put together. The only thing that's missing is the dry band there. And you see the little pow in the front here. That's how it breaks. When you break it off, that's how it looks like. It's kind of a little chunk. That's when we kind of squeeze it in our fingers, hands to crush it. But I think in an impact shot, of course, it's
it'll break into bigger pieces, more than likely.
You mean smaller pieces?
Smaller pieces, yeah, smaller pieces.
All right.
Joseph Cunningham, the Hydra will shoot these rounds. We've already actually tested them with the shells that we already have, and it feeds flawlessly. The reason for the Hydra, the bumps that we've had to overcome, is due to actually FSR, and that's just because of the tail. The tail. Just that we've had to kind of move around and change some parts so we're able to feed those.
Right.
So the Hydra will feed round ball and the shape projectiles, no problem.
Right. Does it hurt? It's definitely hurt. Just I would say comparable to paintball, First Strike, and any of the projectile that you use to play paintball sport. So it's not going to be much different there. Any noticeable different, of course. What did Omar say about a pistol? Did you want to tip back to you guys who want to release your pistol? We're still working on it, Adam. Right now, Omar is finishing a valve. This Friday, we're going to meet up with him. That's 2 days from now. We're going to meet up with him and try and finish it up. Once we have that, we start to crank out the final sample and then go to production. We're pretty close, except the last about 4 or 5 months, I was focusing on more of this project, on the shape projectile and the tornado. That was my two projects I want to knock out first. The tornado is the X7 Classic conversion kit. It's based on AK-12 model. I believe that with you bringing back the X7 Classic conversion kit, it will bring out more of the players that has that have that X7 markers in the closet. So that will bring out more players. When they have it, if you bring those players out, recirculate those markers, and I think that will grow the community just a little bit. And with this projectile, I believe that once we have this field and store, we'll have more easier access to a projectile that can support the community. I mean, imagine you go to your field and say, I want to buy a bag of ship projectile over here. Boom, you have it, and go play. I mean, that's, to me, that's our goal is to grow the sport a little bit. And of course, other manufacturers also come out with new models. I know GI Tipman, they're making another marker. Hopefully they release it pretty soon. Almost every manufacturer right now is working on something new. So I think the whole industry will grow a little bit or substantially in 2018. I think 2018 will be the year that MagFed will take a next step in the right direction. Show how you have things. Oh, you're welcome.
Chewy, the diameter of the projectile without the drive band is 683. With the drive band, it's 690. So, but because it's foam, it'll be able to accommodate and compress in those. Ideally, you're going to want to use a 686 fin. If not, the one-shot barrel, which is 687 on the grooves, in the lands, and 684 on the grooves is optimally what you'll want to use. 43 cal shape projectile, probably not. 43 cal, I mean, the PPQ is just an option. I mean, that's not a product that we even make. That's just a product that we're selling. We're supporting.
Because it's cool. I mean, a lot of people were posting that the PPQ, the velocity and this and that. But to me, it's a really cool system to have them as a toy. You just love to have you shoot it and you just playing with it. And if a field let you use at a field, go play with it. It'd be great. And a lot of people saying how the velocity cannot be adjusted. We're saying, hey, if you put a fresh new 12 gram in there, yes, it's high. Drop it off about 10 shots. It could be low 300. Go chrono it, and don't change the CO2 mid game. Keep it that way. If you do have to change the CO2 mid range, go chrono again. Make sure it's safe and go play. I mean, as long as you can maintain the velocity below within a safe limit, and it's fine. I mean, a lot of people say, what if you change the CO2 mid game? Well, then that's up to you. I mean,
that's discretion.
That's your discretion. Like anybody can change the velocity in mid game,
any
right?
paintball gun.
So,
it doesn't matter.
It's if you have the knowledge and you are shooting hot, well, you're not playing fair. And if you are playing fair, you're shooting the same speed. I mean, that's a name of the game, right? Everyone's shooting and using product with the same similar settings, so that way let the skill speak for itself, not the equipment where you make adjustment to it. So yes, PPQ, high velocity, but you can overcome that by, you can prove it to your field owner. Hey, can I shoot my 43 caliber? I said, well, as you shoot below the limit, you go chrome it, keep that way, and maintain that speed, and that way nobody will question you.
Yeah, just be responsible, guys, with everything. I mean, that's we have no control how you use any product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to buy a pencil and you want to use it as a knife, we can't control that. So, that's just one thing to keep in mind. We have tested with adjusting the velocity, and there is a way to do it. We are just fine-tuning it a little bit because the way that you can do it does affect its efficiency and cycling at some point. So we have messed with it. We have a lot of ideas. I'm probably going to work on that tomorrow because we're actually very, very close, and we have the part here.
Right.
So
Chris, you're right. That's absolutely. I mean, like I said, if you really want to bring the velocity down, just play around with the spring and the hammer. I mean, we do it here all the time.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here, we're trying to make it a consistent way of doing it, so we can give you the instruction. I mean, if everyone the instruction to do it, so that way just plug and play around and okay, you have to do it. 3 steps, not 10 steps, right? So, and also repeatable steps. That's what we're working on.
So we'll update you guys more. I wanted to do a video of it last week, but I didn't like that it was affecting the cycling after a certain amount of magazines. Right now, ideally, you can expect 6 to 7 magazines per 1 12 gram. That's 42 shots, which is very, very good for a secondary pistol.
Right.
So when we adjusted the pin in the magazine, which is where you have to do these adjustments because everything's in that magazine, it not only affected efficiency, but it also affected cycling within the 4, 5, and 6 magazine reloads. So we don't want to have that. There is a way now where we've actually got it, and we can still get that amount, but we don't have to worry about cycling issues. So once we get that dialed in, like I said, I'll work on that again tomorrow. We will release the video, and then hopefully we'll have those parts for you available, so you guys can use that for to not have to do the discharge for reference.
Yeah.
Other than that, you got anything else?
That's pretty much it, guys. Austin, .50 shape projectile. A lot of MFW guys I know want this more realistic, smaller. But there's not really. There's not.
I got a question for you, Austin. If people really want a smaller projectile, okay, because we're already using 43 cal, which is smaller than 50 cal. Why don't they just play airsoft? I mean, there's no by wanting a smaller people want to play paintball because airsoft is a honor-based game. There's no marking ability in airsoft, but people play paintball because of that marking ability and the ability to shoot a larger projectile because the ego that getting hit by a paintball over getting hit by an airsoft BB is there. Ideally, but if people want a 50 cal shaped projectile, you're now asking for a new platform, which is going to take years to do because no one's going to dump a bunch of money into an industry that's pretty much used ideally right now, or specifically for low impact, which is what 50 cal is used for. You have to create a whole new line of markers that are going to shoot 50 cal projectiles, and then also you want to make the projectile itself for a market that may or may not be there.
Right.
So, I mean, that's you guys are talking about a whole different thing now. So I did see a lot of like
it's a tough road to go with a different caliber. Unless I was mentioning that back about 6-7 years ago when Jazz Sport first came out and they launched the 50 cal, and at that point I thought the entire industry was going to go toward that direction, but they will release like one marker.
Well, they're releasing it again. I think that's where a lot of these 50 cal
no, at the point, at the point they're releasing a MFW version. It's called a FM15, I believe.
Oh, the rifle version.
No, it's a MFW version. They released one marker. I thought they're gonna release like a whole slew of different versions: SMG, AK, assault rifle. I mean, they released a whole slew and inexpensive. Sub $100. Then I think they can win the entire industry able to get involved. But
they're releasing a pistol, a 50 cal pistol based off of the Ray Sun.
No, we have that pistol. Those pistols we've been selling for 2-3 years. They just take that and rebrand it.
I know they're re-releasing it again. They have pre-orders on Ansgear.
No, that's you're talking about the pistol. I'm talking about the marker itself. It's
called
FM15.
I know, but I'm saying now, recently, like this last week.
Oh, that
Tippmann is releasing that Ray Sun redesigned pistol.
Like I said, we sold. Yeah, we got one batch of that. We were selling for about I think 3-4 years ago, and then we stopped selling them because it wasn't that great. And we've been waiting for a good pistol to come to the market, and the PPQ actually, it's actually filled that void. Industry need good pistols. We've been saying this over really too. The Tip X and the T8. And that being the pistol, the go-to pistol for the last 3-4 years, and the great pistol. It's just you just have your preference. You want, it's just two choices: this or that. But a lot of people using those pistols as a secondary. Some use a primary. But I think the PPQ definitely fits the bill as a secondary role. Like so we've been pushing a secondary. Like I said, it's a good little shooter for target practice for fun. It has a good kick. CO2, I mean, you get a good 6-7 magazines per cylinder. That's a lot. That's about 40-50 shots. That's pretty damn good. You know, to just plink at home and a good reliable pistol doesn't break on you. Yeah, definitely. That's and like I said, if you can take it to a field and the field let you use it, you know, talk to the field owner, let you use it. Like if you want to get the velocity down a little bit, adjust it down. So it's good.
Chewy. Oh man, you're probably one of 5 people that have ever said that. But yeah,
Callista loves her T68
T68 pistol. Yeah,
it's a great pistol. I mean, it's spider based, dual stack, simple. It you know, it's a working horse.
But you have to enjoy maintenance on that. You have to enjoy maintenance on that. So there's a lot of people who had that and did not. I mean, even with markers in general, don't like to do maintenance or never do it, and then they wonder why the marker doesn't last them that long.
Well, the way the ball drop in and the hammer, I mean the bolt hits the ball and the ball breaks, because you don't use good ball on these on those pistols, it will break, and then you have to clean it up. But you just pull it out, you know, run a squeegee right through it, and you're good to go.
All right, guys, I think that's all we got for today. I wanted to remind you guys, I did get a whole bunch of these Skull Eagle patches. This is from MagFed Jeff, or Jefferson Kroll, in France. He runs the SAS division over there. They're doing really big things in MagFed. They have a live stream here and there. You guys can see his page as well as the MagFed, his family page. I'm gonna, if you guys want one of these patches to rep at your field, these are going to be cool. No one's going to have these.
Yeah.
Let me know, and I'll include one in your order, or hit me up, and I'll if you're going to be placing an order soon, or you want to have it, if you want to take care of shipping, just snail mail it. I'll send one out to you, because he sent me more than I need, and I think definitely I want to hand these out to a lot of you guys that run a lot of patches. This is a one-of-a-kind type of deal, so you let me know if you want one of those, and I'll get you out one. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I got the
lavender soap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that tonight, Jeff. I told my lady about that.
Yeah.
So
they're excited. Thank you. Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for spending this hour with us every week. Appreciate it. We hope to see you guys out in the field.
Have a happy New Year too, guys. Yeah. Before some of you guys, we're not going to see you. KT might see you.
We're not going to see you until New Year.
Yep. So happy New Year to every one of you guys, and we look forward to working with you guys and continuing to offer the most premier of MagFed products that we can this next year.
Thank you.